Kumbakonam, which is also known as a temple town. Mostly there are Vishnu temples. We can also see many Shiva temples, also many temples for demigods like the Navagraha temples, etc. Every nook and corner we can find some temple. Most of them are very ancient temples. Here we can also see many auspicious holy water ponds like Ahoratra Pushkarini and Patramarai Kulam, Mahamaham Kund, etc. The Purana says that one can attain liberation by visiting Kumbakonam. A Sanskrit verse says, Brahmahatyadayo Goraha Mahapataga Sanjayaha Kumbakone Sayanasya Vishnur Nashyandi Darshanat. That means the most serious sins, Brahmahatya etc., will vanish by the mere seeing of Vishnu here in Kumbakonam. In Bhavishotra Puranam, explained about the meaning of Kumbakonam. Kumbam means a pot and Konam means edge of the pot. Once, at the time of devastation, Pralaya, Lord Brahma made a mud pot and he filled that pot with nectar and seeds of living beings for the next creation. Then he covered with the cloth and kept it on the top of Meru mountain. But during the Pralaya and devastation, water reached even to the top of mountain and the pot was carried away by the water. Slowly, the pot reached this area and stayed here. Then, when the Pralaya came to an end, Lord Shiva, in order to recreate, he broke that pot with an arrow. The edge of the pot fell down here. Therefore, this area got the name Kumbakonam. The nectar fell from the pot in two places that became two glorious ponds. One is the Patramarai pond, second is Mahamaham pond. Mahamaham pond is situated in the heart of Kumbakonam town. It covers 20 acres of area. Once in 12 years, a grand festival called as Mahamaham celebrated here. It is said all the holy rivers including Ganga and Yamuna also comes here. So thousands of devotees takes bath here in order to remove all their sins. Many great sages and rishis performed lot of fire sacrifices to please the Lord in Kumbakonam. Therefore, it is a very pious place. Later, the most merciful incarnation, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also visited Kumbakonam and performed Nama Sankirtan here. The Supreme Lord performed many transcendental pastimes here in order to please the different devotees. The temples of Kumbakonam reminds us the loving Lord's merciful pastimes mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam and Ramayana. Just like if you want to know Ramayana, then we can go to Ramaswamy temple in Kumbakonam. In this temple, we can see the complete Ramayana is painted in the surrounding walls.
Shuddha Brahma Parat Pararama Kalatmaka Parameshwara Rama.
We can also see the amazing sculptures describing the pastimes of Ramayana.
Seshatalpa Sukhanidrita Rama Brahmadyamara Prathita Rama.
Within the temple, inside, there are the huge size beautiful deities of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna and Hanumanji in the form of Pattabhishekam, which are feast for the eyes.
Jaya Sita
The specialty in this temple is Hanumanji in a sitting posture playing Veena and singing Ramayana for the pleasure of Sita and Ram. Then, if you want to know about Gajendra Moksha pastime, then we can go to a place called as Kabisthalam. There is a temple where the Lord performed the Gajendra Moksha pastime. This is the 9th temple among the 108 Divyadesham temples. When the crocodile caught the elephant called the Lord as the cause of all causes, as Adi Mula. Therefore, here the Lord's name is Adi Mula. The small deity name is Gajendra Varada. Here is also a pond in which this Gajendra Moksha pastime happened. Even now, every year, in one particular day, here they enact the pastime of Gajendra Moksha. Then, if you want to know about Lord Rama's pastime with Jatayu, here is another temple called as Pullabodhangudi, where Lord Rama personally performed the final ceremony for the devotee bird Jatayu. At that time, Sita Devi was not there with Rama. Therefore, the goddess of earth came and stood nearby Ram to assist him. Here we can see Lord Rama in sleeping form. Gajendra Moksha and Jatayu pastimes we can hear in many places because these are the Lord's eternal, transcendental pastimes. He performs the same pastimes in many places in order to please the different devotees. Just like Kaliamardhan pastime happened in Vrindavan. The same Kaliamardhan Leela Krishna performed in Kumbakonam also. Here is a place called as Uthukadu. Here is a self-manifested deity of Kaliya Krishna. It is said that there were two divine cows named as Nandini and Patti. They wanted to see Krishna's beautiful dance on Kaliya serpent. They prayed to Lord Krishna to have the darshan of Kaliamardhan. Therefore, Lord Krishna personally came here and performed the Kaliamardhan pastime, particularly in this pond. At that time, Narada Muni came. He also witnessed the dance of Lord Krishna on Kaliya. Narada Muni prayed to Lord Krishna to remain in the dancing posture as a deity. On the prayers of Narada Muni and the cows, Lord Krishna remained here in the dancing posture as a deity Kaliya Krishna. Here the Krishna we can see as a 5-year-old boy dancing with his left foot on the serpent's head and his right leg in the air. With his left hand, he is holding the tail of Kaliya serpent and the right hand showing Abhaya Mudra. The speciality of this deity is the Lord's feet was not touching to the Kaliya's head. It is amazing. Sometimes the pujaris shows this to us, that we can insert a thin piece of paper between Lord's lotus feet and the head of Kaliya's snake. One can also see the injuries on the right leg of Lord Krishna formed due to the violent beating of Kaliya's serpent's tail. In front of Kaliya Krishna, we can also see both cows Nandini and Patti. Because of Krishna performed his Kaliamardhan dance here, Narada Muni prayed to Lord Krishna that this place should be known as the Gokula of the south, Dakshina Gokula. The great devotee poet known as Venkata Kavi, Oothukadu Venkata Subbaiyyar, who is considered as a reincarnation of Narada Muni in the 17th century, spent his entire life in front of this deity, composing number of melodious songs in praise of this deity.
Mannadana koti saundarya vijita paramananda govinda mugunda maragata manimaya.
When the Venkata Kavi will sing the song, it is said that Lord Krishna appeared in person and danced to these melodies.
Mama hridaya kamala nirantara jagannatha tam takita taga tagadimiri sanida tajanu sari magari dasari mappa.
There is also a temple for Sudarshan Chakra named as Chakrapani Temple. Inside we can see the deity of Sudarshan Chakra. Kumbakonam is also known as Bhaskara Kshetram. Bhaskara means sun or Surya. Once, the sun god became very angry upon the sinful people. Therefore, the sun god decided to burn the earth by its heat rays. But when the devotees prayed to Lord Vishnu, known as Sarangapani, the Lord Vishnu sent his Sudarshan Chakra and placed in front of the sun and saved the earth. Then the sun god surrendered to Sarangapani. Hence, Kumbakonam also named after him as Bhaskara Kshetram. The 11th Divyadesham is in a place called Adanur, where the divine cow Kamadhenu worshipped the Lord. Here the beautiful Lord's name is Andalakkum Ayyan. Tirumangai Alvar glorified this deity. Kumbakonam is famous for the metal sculpture works like making statues and deities. Especially the ISKCON Mayapur's Panchatattva deities were made here in Kumbakonam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thiruvelliyankudi. This is the 22nd Divyadesham. This temple reminds us the pastimes of Bali Maharaj and Lord Vamana. When Lord Vamana asked charity from Bali Maharaj, Shukracharya tried to stop Bali Maharaj from giving charity to Vishnu. By this, Shukracharya lost his eyesight. Then Shukracharya came here and prayed to Lord and got the vision back. Here the Lord gave his conch and disc to Garuda and gave darshan to Tirumangai Alvar as Lord Rama. Therefore, here the Lord also called as Kolavilli Raman. There is also a temple for Lord Varaha, known as Adi Varaha Temple, which reminds us about the glorious pastime of the boar incarnation of Lord. 21st Divyadesham is Nandipura Vinnagaram, also known as Nathan Kovil. Here, the Lord's name is Jagannath. This temple also called as Dakshina Jagannatham. The Nandi bull, which carries Lord Shiva, performed austerities here to get rid of his curses. In Kumbakonam, we can also see the birthplaces and samadhis of many Vaishnava Acharyas. Thirumandankudi. This is the birthplace of one great devotee Alvar called as Bhaktangri Renu. or Thondaradi Podi Alvar. Tirumalizai Alvar. This is the Samadhi temple of Tirumalizai Alvar or Bhaktisara Alvar. He is also a mystic yogi. By controlling his breath, he lived for 4,200 years. Once, he sat here for meditating on the Lord for 700 years. At that time, some local people constructed a samadhi over him, thinking that he was dead. But later, he woke up from his samadhi and told he did not finish even half of his breathing. He also told that he is waiting for the arrival of Kalgi Avatar and to glorify him. Therefore, the Alvar is still present inside the Samadhi to bless us. We can also see the Samadhis of the great devotees like Narayana Tirtha and Tyagaraja Swami. This is the Samadhi of Tyagaraja Swami, who was a pure devotee of Lord Ram and the Acharya of Carnatic music. This is in a place called Thiruvaiyar. These are little far from Kumbakonam. Here we can see his favorite deities Sita, Ram, Lakshman.
Vandanamu Raghunandana Setu Bandana Bhakta Chandana Rama Vandanamu Raghunandana Setu Bandana.
On the day of his disappearance, thousands of devotees and famous singers comes here and glorify Lord Rama by the songs written by Tyagaraja Swami. This world famous festival is called as Tyagaraja Aradhana Utsava. Sarangapani. In the middle of Kumbakonam town, the most famous temple is Sri Sarangapani temple. It is a huge temple complex. Here, the Lord's name is Sarangapani. It is a self-manifested deity. Sharanga is the name of Lord's bow. In this temple, the Utsav Murti is holding a bow on his hand. That's why this temple is known as Sarangapani temple. The holy Puranas glorifies the history and the pastimes of this temple. There was a rishi known as Hema Maharshi, who in his previous life was Brihu Rishi, who was offended Lord Vishnu by kicking on his chest, so that Lakshmi Devi, who was situated on the chest of the Lord, was offended. Therefore, Brihu Rishi realized his mistake, and in his next birth he came as Hema Maharshi. He performed severe penances and austerities to get Lakshmi Devi as his own daughter. By the order of the Lord, he came to this pond, which is situated near to the temple. In this pond, he found Lakshmi Devi as a beautiful smiling baby in a 1,000-petal golden lotus flower. So, Hema Maharshi adopted this child and took care of her. He named her as Komalavalli. When this Lakshmi Devi, known as Komalavalli, grown to her youth, she was waiting for the arrival of her eternal consort, Lord Vishnu. At that time, the Sapta Rishis went to Vaikunta and informed the Lord. So, the Lord came from Vaikunta in a chariot pulled by the elephants and horses. Lord Brahma himself drove the chariot for the Lord to marry Lakshmi Devi known as Komalavalli. Then the grand marriage ceremony took place here. After that, Hema Maharshi requested the Lord to stay with him forever. So the Lord stayed here. Therefore, here we can see the temple itself in the form of a chariot. Now let us have the darshan of Lakshmi Devi known as Komalavalli. She is sitting in a golden lotus flower.
Mahalakshmi Namostute.
She is filled with compassion and love and a bright smiling face.
Mantramurte
She is decorated with wonderful ornaments.
Lakshmi Namostute. Mahadevye cha vidmahe Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi Tanno.
The remarkable feature of this temple is the half reclining position of main deity Lord Sarangapani, who is known as Aparyaptamrita or in Tamil Ara Amudan. Ara Amudan means the nectar that never satiates, never cloying nectar. He is seen lying down on the Adisesha with 5-headed hood providing shelter to the Lord's head. His reclining posture is a grand, inspiring and majestic sight. Once, a Alvar known as Bhaktisara came to see the Lord Sarangapani and asked him with his boundless affection to answer whether his feet were paining after a long walk in the forest of Dandakaranya or whether he was tired of lifting Govardhan hill. Then he said, "My lord, please wake up and speak to me." At that time, the merciful Sarangapani woke up from his Adisesha bed and began to speak with the devotee Alvar. Then the Alvar told, "Who am I to order you, Lord? You please lie down." That's why in this temple we can see the Lord was in a half reclining position. Previously, Lord's face was facing towards the sky, but when this Alvar came, then only the Lord is facing towards the devotees. On both sides of Sarangapani, there are deities of Sri Devi and Bhudevi. And in the front, there is a smiling, beautiful Utsavamurti of Sarangapani. He is also known as Ara Amudan, Aparyapta Amrita. While circumambulating the Sarangapani, on the northern side, on underground, here is a deity of Lord Balaji. He is known as Padala Srinivasan. It is said that when Lord Balaji married Padmavati without informing Lakshmi Devi approached Lord Balaji in a great anger At that time, the sweet Lord Balaji came here and hidden in this place to escape from the anger of Lakshmi Devi. This is the statue of one devotee named as Meivasal Udayar, who saved the temple during the Muslim invasion. Here we can also see the statue of a brahmachari devotee named as Lakshmi Narayan, who constructed the Rajagopuram, the huge tower for Lord Sarangapani. Although he was very poor orphan, but with his sincere devotion and love for Lord Sarangapani, he spent his entire life in collecting money and constructing this famous Rajagopuram and many other services for Lord. People advised him to get married so that there would be somebody to at least perform his final obsequies, final samskara, and he would go to Vaikunta. Lakshmi Narayan, however, replied that he was happy with the service of Lord Sarangapani. He also replied that if he were to die, the samskara would surely be done by Lord Sarangapani himself. After some days, when he left the body, as he said, Lord Sarangapani personally came and performed his final samskara ceremonies. Therefore, even today, on the day of Deepavali Amavasya, the disappearance day of Lakshmi Narayan Swami, the ceremony is performed by the pujaris on behalf of the Lord Sarangapani. Also, on that day, the bhoga offered to the Lord just like that of Shraddha ceremony's food. This is the Rajagopuram, which is constructed by Lakshmi Narayan Swami. Rathayatra Festival of Lord Sarangapani. Like this, Lord Sarangapani has unlimited pastimes and unlimited festival, which is impossible to describe even for Lord Brahma or Anandasesha. Another important and famous temple is Sri Uppiliyappan Temple. This is 7 kilometers from Kumbakonam main city. This temple, also known as Akasha Nagari in Sanskrit. In Tamil, it is also known as Thiruvinnagaram. Here, the Lord's name is Uppiliyappan. He is none other than Balaji, known as Venkateshwara.
ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಶೇಷಾಚಲವಾಸನೆ ಬಾರೋ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಶೇಷಾಚಲವಾಸನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಪಂಕಜನಾಭ ಪರಮ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಶಂಕರ ಮಿತ್ರನೇ ಬಾರೋ ಪಂಕಜನಾಭ ಪರಮ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಶಂಕರ ಮಿತ್ರನೇ ಬಾರೋ.
In Sanskrit, he is also known as Lavana Varjita Venkadesha. Uppu means salt. Here, in the Lord's offerings, always done without salt in any food. Inside the altar, Lord Uppiliyappan is dressed just like that of Tirupati Balaji.
ಮುದ್ದು ಮುಖದ ಮಗುವೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಮುದ್ದು ಕೊಡುವೆನೋ ಬಾರೋ ಮುದ್ದು.
Here the worship standards also similar to that of Tirupati Balaji. Lord's right hand, there is a sloga is written from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is Mam Ekam Sharanam Vrajaha. That means surrender unto me only. I will protect you. Towards the Lord's left hand, there is Marganda Rishi, and the right side, Bhumi Devi.
பூமி தேவியின் அன்புத் துணைவனே ஸ்ரீ ஒப்பிலியப்பா அனைத்தைய
Brahmanda Puran describes the glories of this temple.
உயிர்களையும் ரட்சிப்பவரே.
Once, Markandeya Rishi came here during his pilgrimage. He had a desire to worship the Lord's consort Bhumi Devi as his own daughter and the Lord as his son-in-law. So, in this place, he performed severe austerities and penances for thousands of years, seeking the Bhumi Devi's blessing. After 1,000 years of penance, Bhudevi appeared as a baby under a tulasi plant. Markandeya Rishi felt the presence of Bhudevi as the incarnation of the baby. He took possession of the baby and brought her up with a lot of love and care. When the child grown to age of 5, one day the Supreme Lord appeared in the form of an old man and asked Markandeya Rishi to offer his daughter to marry her. Markandeya Rishi replied, "You are very old and my daughter is very young and she doesn't know even how to cook with proper salt contents. And you may get angry and curse her if she cannot cook properly. This is not fair. This will not work out. I am very sorry." So the Lord, in the form of the old man, replied, "If your daughter must cook without salt, then I will still take it as my best food, but I will not leave from here without marrying her." Finally, hopelessly, Markandeya Rishi agreed. Then the next day, the marriage took place. There the Lord appeared in an unimaginable beautiful form, holding a conch and a disc on his hands. Then Markandeya Rishi realized that the old man was none other than the Supreme Lord himself. He became so happy. All his desires was fulfilled by the Lord. Since the Lord had said that he will accept the food that not salted as his most desired food, in this temple food offerings always done without salt. Here in the prasadam counter, we can get saltless prasadam. Even though it is saltless, it is very tasty. In front of the prasadam counter, here is the temple elephant known as Bhudevi. The golden dome above the Lord is known as Shuddhananda Vimanam. Simply by having darshan of this Vimanam, all one's miseries are destroyed. This temple also maintains a Goshala to protect cows. For the great Nam Alvar, the Lord gave darshan in 5 forms like Yennappan, Pannappan, Maniyappan, Muttappan, Thiruvinnagarappan. Therefore, Nammalvar called the Lord as Opparilla Appan. That means uncomparable Lord.
कारुण्य सागर शरण्य सुपुण्यमूर्ते श्री वेंकटेश मम देहि करावलंबम्.
On the left side of the temple, there is a very sacred pond known as Ahoratra Pushkarini. Generally, one has to take bath in the pond only in the day times, but as unusually here one can take bath in the day or in the night. Ahoratra Pushkarini. There was a Brahmin named Deva Sharma. Once he took forcefully the daughter of Jaimini Rishi as his wife. Knowing this, the rishis cursed him to become a crane. Then the Brahmin realized his mistake and he pleaded to Rishi. So, the Rishi told the Deva Sharma to stay on the banks of this Pushkarini. Then, one day, a huge storm came and broke a branch in which Deva Sharma was sitting as a bird, broke and fell in the Pushkarini. As soon as the divine water of this kund splashed on the bird's body, Deva Sharma was freed from his curse. That was the glory of this pond. Nachiyar Kovil. This temple is known as Nachiyar Kovil. It is the 14th among the 108 Divyadesham temples. In Sanskrit, this temple is also known as Sugandhagiri. This is also one among those 12 places which can give liberation. Here, the Lord's name is Srinivasan. Similar to Tirupati, it is said that if one visited this temple for one Saturday, it is equal to visiting 7 times Balaji temple at Tirupati. It is said that Thirumangai Alvar got initiated personally by this Lord. That's why here the Lord in his 2 hands holding a conch and a disc. In 100 songs, Thirumangai Alvar glorified the Lord, considering the Lord as his Guru, spiritual master. This is the temple in which the world's famous stone deity of Garuda, the carrier of the Lord, situated. The speciality of this Garuda is its increasing weight during the festival procession. At the beginning, 4 men could easily carry this Garuda deity. Then, in a particular place, the weight of this Garuda increases into double. So, 8 men will carry him. Then, after some time, again the weight increases and doubles. Therefore, 16 men need to carry the Garuda. Like this, the weight keeps on increasing. Then 16 men to 32 men, then 64 men. Finally, they place the Garuda in a chariot and keep the temple festival deities, Utsavamurtis, over him. Then 128 men will pull him. This is an amazing festival to be seen. Thousands of people comes to see this festival here in Kumbakonam. It is also said, while carving this Garuda deity, suddenly the deity started to fly in the sky itself. That means the real Garuda, the carrier of the Lord, was entered into this deity. This Garuda fulfills all desires of Lord's devotees. There was a rishi named Medhavi who wanted to serve Lakshmi Devi as his own daughter. Therefore, he performed severe austerities. Finally, Lakshmi Devi appeared in front of him as a baby. So this rishi took care of her and named her as Vanjulavalli. She also performed austerities to get Krishna as her husband. Knowing this, Garuda, the carrier of Lord, went to Vaikunta and informed the Lord. The Lord personally came here along with Balaram, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Purushottama and Brahma to marry Vanjulavalli. However, the rishi told the Lord that all the rights should be given to Lakshmi Devi, then only he can marry his daughter. The Lord agreed and married her here. As the Lord promised to Rishi, the Lord gave all rights to Lakshmi Devi known as Vanjulavalli. Therefore, we can see during the festival procession the mother Vanjulavalli goes in the front and the Lord follows at her back. Therefore, we can see a key bunch on the waist of Lakshmi Devi to denote that she is the in charge of everything here. Everything is first offered to Lakshmi Devi here. Once there was a brahmachari desired to see all 108 Divyadesham temples. However, due to his poverty, he could not achieve it. He prayed to the Lord here. At that time, the Lord personally gave the darshan of all 108 temples and gave him 108 small deities to worship. He worshipped those deities for his lifetime. After his disappearance, it was handed over to this temple. We can see those deities here. Another important temple is Sri Saranath Temple. It is in a place called Tirucherai. Here the Lord's name is Saranath. Lakshmi Devi's name is Saranayaki. The dome above the Lord is known as Vimanam, is called as Sara Vimanam. And the temple pond is called as Sara Pushkarini. And this whole temple is called as Sara Kshetra. Therefore, this temple is also known as Panchasara Kshetram. River Kaveri performed austerities for 3000 celestial years in this place. At last, Lord appeared as a beautiful baby and crawled in the lap of Mother Kaveri. Kaveri also got 3 special benedictions from the Lord. One is, the Lord will give moksha or liberation to whomever visits this temple. Number 2 is, Lord Saranath will fulfill all the desires of whomever visits this temple. Third one is, the Lord gave more glories to Kaveri than that of river Ganges. If we observe the Lord Saranath's right hand, he is holding a lotus flower. It seems like the Lord calling the devotees, "Come, come." This is Jagatrakshaka temple. Brahmanda Puran and Padma Puran glorifies about this place. Once upon a time, demigods known as Devatas, along with great rishi named as Nandak Rishi, gathered here to worship Lord Vishnu. Hence, this place is called as Sangama Kshetra. That means a meeting place. In Tamil, it is called as Kudalur. This is the place where the glorious devotee king Ambarisha Maharaj worshipped his deities. Therefore, here the Lord's name is Ambarisha Varada. The Lord is also known as Jagat Rakshaka. In order to kill the demon Hiranyaksha, Lord took form as a Varaha and he entered into the earth at this place. Therefore, the Lord is also known as Jagat Rakshaka, the protector of the world. The original deities were carried away by the floods of river Kaveri, and also the temple was destroyed. Later, the Lord came in the dream of one queen of Madurai named as Queen Mangammal and told to reconstruct the temple. At that moment, one fisherman found the Utsavamurti deities in the banks of river Kaveri. He informed to this queen. Then the queen constructed the present temple what we are seeing now. Therefore, we can see the image of Queen Mangammal was carved on this pillar. Here is the deity of Sudarshan Chakra. Behind him, here is Lord Narasimha. When Durvasa Muni offended Ambarisha Maharaj, the Lord sent the Sudarshan Chakra behind Durvasa Muni. Then only the conch remained with him. Therefore, behind the temple, we can see this jackfruit tree, which is called as a Sthala Vriksha. In this tree, naturally appeared a transcendental form of a conch. Is it not a wonder? The great devotee Parakala Alvar glorified this place and the Lord in his songs called as Divya Prabandham. Another legend says Nandagarishi and his daughter named as Usha served the Lord by offering flower garlands. A Chola king fell in love with Usha, married her and took her to his kingdom. But Usha and the king got separated due to the evil-minded people. The Lord Jagatrakshaka was responsible for bringing the estranged wife and husband together. That is also another reason this place got the name as Thirukudalur, gathering place. Once upon a time, here lived a parrot, used to bring one fruit to the Lord every day and chant the holy name Hari Hari. Once, while the parrot was bringing the fruit, a hunter shot an arrow. The arrow pierced the parrot. The parrot chanted Hari Hari and fell down. At that moment, the Lord Jagatrakshaka appeared there and told to the parrot that the parrot was a proud scholar in its previous life, and due to his false ego, he has to take birth as a parrot. By the mercy of the Lord, for its full lifetime, the parrot could chant the Lord's name, Hari Hari. Because of that parrot chanted the Lord's holy name in this holy land, the parrot got the direct darshan of Lord Jagatrakshaka and went back to the spiritual world. Once, Hanuman was flying over this temple. Hanuman heard the devotees were chanting and dancing here. So, Hanuman also joined in that kirtan and danced itself. Hence, here we can see a Hanuman deity just opposite to the temple. About 35 kilometers far from Kumbakonam, there is a place called as Mannargudi. Here is a special temple of Lord Sri Krishna. It is known as Rajagopalaswamy Temple. It is a huge temple complex surrounded by the huge compound walls and beautiful gopuram. Each gopuram is decorated with sculptures describing the pastimes of the Lord. On the main entrance, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is written in Tamil language. In South India, there is a saying that if you want to see Krishna, go to Mannargudi and see him there. And if you want to see Rama, go to Vaduvur and see Rama there. Lord Sri Krishna himself personally manifested as Sri Rajagopal in this temple.
कृष्णानि बेगने बारो कृष्णानि बेगने बारो.
Therefore, the Rajagopal is self-manifested deity in the form of a beautiful cowherd boy. Threefold bending form. He is wearing dhoti with the same cloth also as turban on his head. He is holding a whip on right hand for herding cows. In his 2 ears, he is wearing 2 different shaped earrings. He is always seen smiling to the devotees. The smiling Lord, surrounded by cows and calves. On his both sides are Satyabhama and Rukmini.
బహువిధ కళబ కస్తూరి తిలక గంధం బహువిధ కళబ కస్తూరి తిలక గంధం సుగంధం సభం సమాగమం కుహు కుహు కిగివిత కోకిల కలరం పూజిత బృందావన సదదా. వాగేంద్ర నీల దుతి కోమళా మృదు మదహాస వదనా. కుంద వృంద మకరంద బిందు సమ బృంద కారకరణ తత్తజం తరిత తకదజం తరిత తత్త దీంత తకత తదీతక చంద్ర సూర్య నయనా.
Previously, this area was known as Champakaranya Kshetra, the forest of Champaka flowers. There is a beautiful pond situated little far from the temple, known as Haridra Pushkarini. Haridra Pushkarini is like river Yamuna of Vrindavan, which can fulfill all one's desires. The area of this pond is 28 acres. The world's biggest float festival for Lord Krishna happens here.
माधव मामव देव माधव मामव देव कृष्ण यादव कृष्ण यदुकुल कृष्ण यादव कृष्ण यदुकुल कृष्ण माधव मामव देव साधु जनाधार सर्वभा.
The history says that there were two rishis named as Gopila and Gopralaya were performing austerities to have the darshan of the Lord. Meanwhile, they came to know that the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is performing his pastimes at Dwaraka. They started their journey to Dwaraka. On the way, they came to know from Narada Muni that Lord Krishna already left Dwaraka and went to spiritual world. Hearing this, they shocked and fainted. Later, Narada Muni pacified them and asked them to go to this place called as Chambakaranya Kshetra and perform tapasya on the banks of this pond known as Haridra Pushkarini in order to see Lord Krishna. Under the advice of Narada Muni, these two rishis came here and performed severe austerities and penances. Then on auspicious day, Lord Sri Krishna appeared in front of the rishis along with his holy Dham Vrindavan, cows and friends and also with gopis. Then the merciful Lord Sri Krishna showed 32 of his Vrindavan pastimes to the rishis. Those pastimes are painted in the walls immediate to the main temple. Like how he was stealing butter, how he kills the Putana, and how Mother Yashoda bound him with love, etc. At last, the small Krishna performed his pastimes with the gopis in this water of Haridra Pushkarini. At the time, when all the gopis were taking their bath, small Krishna took one gopi's sari and wore it as a dhoti. On the same cloth's other edge, he wore it as a turban on his head. Then he took one gopi's one earring and wore it in his one ear, and he took another gopi's one different shaped earring and wore it in his another ear. Then in that same form he became a deity, that is Sri Rajagopal. Behind the Rajagopal deity, there is a big deity of Lord Vasudeva with four-handed form. How Krishna appeared in front of Devaki and Vasudeva like this four-handed form in the beginning, then he turned to a beautiful baby Krishna. Just like that, the Lord first showed to the rishis the four-handed form, that is the big deity here. Almost all the time, festivals are celebrated for the pleasure of Gopal. Out of love for Gopal, sometimes they decorate him like Lakshmi, sometimes as Saraswati Devi holding a veena, sometimes as he was stealing butter. Among these festivals, there is one wonderful festival of beating the butter thief with the butter. On this particular festival, they decorate Rajagopal as if he was stealing butter. Then they carry him in a palanquin. Then all the devotees with love, they threw butter upon this butter thief Rajagopal. This is a wonderful event to be seen in Mannargudi. During this festival, hundreds and thousands of people comes and enjoys by throwing butter with love upon the butter thief known as Rajagopal. That day we can see the Gopal as well as all the people in bliss. In this way, the Rajagopal always performing many charming pastimes here and attracts everyone.